Hi everybody, McFeeds here with our playoff edition of the PDL podcast. Got three guests with me this time. A bunch of PDL veterans. We've got Easton again,
Hello.
and then new to PDL content, Chris.
Hello.
And Kurido, were you on a previous episode?
I believe I was on one of them, but I don't remember which one.
All right, and so getting in everything. Why don't you guys tell us a little bit about yourselves? Ethan, you wanna start us off? What kind of Pokemon experience do you have going into this season of the PDL?
Well, I've been playing draft for the better part of the decade, but I did not start as a doubles player. I mainly started in singles draft. I think I started in Gen 5 or early Gen 6, one of the two. VGC I didn't pick up until Gen 7, and I've only participated in one event, the Toronto Nationals in 2017. Since then, it's just primarily online play. Um, I'm no longer stuck in the eternal abyss known as League of Legends. That is part of my past. But if McFeeds needs me, he knows that I'm an emergency contact for mid lane
Yep, when I need a Lux mid, I'll hit you up.
or a dirty Cho'Gath mid. Yeah. Um, how did I find out about the PDL? I was part of the founding fathers, you could say. I've been playing in every single league since the PDL started.
Yeah, I think it's me, you, and Xiong left as the OGs. I think the other ones have dropped out now.
Yeah, everyone else has had a break somewhere. There are a few that have had no break since they've joined, but not since the first season. And my very first Pokemon game was Pokemon Blue, which my older brother let me play since it was his. But my first own game was Fire Red.
Nice. I was a leaf green enjoyer. Uh, Although my first was gold. Um, Chris, what Pokemon experience did you have coming into this season?
I had let's see. I started out as a singles draft player when I started playing in draft. Ishan kind of introduced me to the entire draft format, and from there it's kind of like snowballed out of control, and I'm kind of obsessed with draft, and I have like way too much fun.
I'll say you're in what, 3 leagues right now?
I'm in two. Uh, I was gonna do three, but like that's too much, and I'm playing different game on the side, obviously. But the only really real VGC kind of experience I have, there was I think it was Players Cups in Sword and Shield that I played in, and I did all right, but it wasn't like anything impressive. You know what I mean? I've
Yeah.
been fiending to go to an in-person event, but just hasn't been any near me at all. I am unfortunately stuck in the League of Legends abyss. I'm so far down that I'm probably never gonna get out. It's so
I
sad.
feel that. When uh
Uh,
when my girlfriend and I first started dating, she's like, "Oh wow, you play that game a lot. Should I learn how to play it?" And I did tell her like adamantly to stay away from League of Legends. It's a horrible, toxic
yeah,
abyss.
my friend introduced it to me 4 years ago, and I haven't stopped playing since. So
Dude, I've been playing on and off since season 3.
you're old, so it's like
Yeah,
you know.
unfortunately.
I
I can
don't.
tell
I
you I'm a lot
honestly.
happier without it.
Yeah, it seems so. I don't remember how I found out about PDL. Maybe McFeeds talked to me. Somebody talked to me about it. I don't remember who it was. I think it was McFeeds. Maybe. Uh, or maybe I found out through Clown. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't remember reaching out to you, but I know I posted it in like Aegis a while ago, Titan, obviously. I think I might even posted in BOL at one point in just like the Emerald
Sorry,
general
just talking to my
chat.
dad. Um, I mean, I could maybe I found out through Clown too. I remember looking on Pokemon Fan and probably asking you a bunch of questions about it.
That's certainly possible.
I think I did. I might have done that. My first ever Pokemon game was Black and White.
Nice.
So
All right, Kurido,
yeah,
you're up. How much Pokemon
Oh
experience did you have
God.
going into this season?
So this is my God, what is this? Fifth season? Um, I took the Little Cup season off, but I think I've played 5 consecutive seasons other than the Little Cup, to various degrees of success. Other than that, with VGC, I kind of played a little bit when I was younger. With Scarlet and Violet, I really got into it. I went to a few regionals. It's very quickly become to like my favorite format to play.
Yeah.
Am I stuck in the eternal abyss known as League of Legends? Well, considering I just got out of a League of Legends series before this podcast started, and had to message McFeeds, quote, hold on real quick, I'm getting yelled at by my coach, I would say yes. Yes, I
Dude,
am.
Comp League is like the only thing that keeps me in the scene. I enjoy
Accurate.
I enjoy amateur way too much, but regular league, oh my god. I
Comp League keeps me coming back, but otherwise I would just be pretty much a full-time WoW player at
solo
this
queue
point.
is literally just like a purgatory of hell, and
yeah.
it's like just don't want to play the game after it. And then I play comp, and I'm like, oh, it's not so bad.
Yeah, I would go back to being a cutting edge raider rather than playing solo queue and being miserable. Um,
I don't know if you
uh,
remember, but how did you find out about the PDL 5, 6
I
seasons ago?
I actually do remember. And the story of how I found out about the PDL was actually because of the it's kind of half and half. I didn't know about the PDL directly. I found out because y'all needed a substitute for the
Oh,
Soul Link because the person who I was replacing got comp ruled for cheating.
I forgot about that.
Um,
That's so
I
funny.
showed up. I didn't compete in that next season because I don't remember if I just wasn't that interested. But I do remember, I think it was either Vaunted or Thunder, but I was the architect of their draft at the time. And whoever it was did really, really well. So then I started competing after that.
All right, what was your very first Pokemon game?
I know this one by heart. My first Pokemon game was Pokemon Ruby.
Nice. I had Sapphire as a kid. Man, I'm just the opposite of you and Easton, apparently.
I didn't get Emerald until later in my life, but I kind of wish I'd started with that one.
Well, you said Fire Red was the first like Pokemon game you actually owned, right?
No, I know, but both of those games are part of Generation 3.
Yeah,
I just wish I had started with Emerald instead of Fire Red.
gotcha.
Because Fire Red didn't have the post-game content that Emerald
Yeah,
had.
Emerald's Battle Factory is amazing.
I still play it to this day. It's fantastic, except it cheats.
Alright, getting into the actual PDL content. Here are the standings from the regular season, you know. Press F to pay respects for everyone who didn't make playoffs. Starting with the kind of bottoms of each group, is there anybody down there who's surprising you guys? You know, people we thought would do well going into the season who I don't know, just barely didn't make playoffs or really struggled?
The I, there's like two. There's only two names that really stand out to me, and I think it's probably Strict and Kiora, maybe Dory as well. But Dory also just lost to Fireman, so it's like, you know, lost to a guy going in the playoffs. So
Yeah.
is what it is.
Strict not making it is crazy to me.
Yeah,
Off
He
of
had definitely had a rough season, though.
he
off
was
of
3-1
a
at one point, so
yeah.
it's like he just
I
threw.
I feel like I should apologize to Strict because he had a chance and then I went on a tear through Red Group and it locked him out of playoffs.
Yeah, it looks like he didn't make it. Oh no, he wouldn't have made it even if he had a better game differential. I thought it was solely just because of the game differential, and that's rough.
Yeah,
I
that
mean,
kind of
yeah, he
sucks.
was finalist last season. It's pretty crazy to go from bad in your first season to not making playoffs and no offense to Kurido and the other red group people, what I think is the weakest group.
Wow.
I think
It is definitely the weakest when considering the history, and at least looking at the caliber that some of the other groups came in with, or at least like just look at Silver Group. Like that group is disgusting.
like that group is pretty nasty. Besides San Sereno, mayhaps.
Sure, I'll give you that one.
The guy that doesn't know how to play Pokemon is coming back with a vengeance next season. I'm excited.
Hey,
Um,
you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, of course.
exactly. For me, the name that stands out the most, at least for where I didn't expect him, and I am a little disappointed in the performance, is Water. I tagged Water as someone that I expected to make playoffs. Maybe not the
Oh
top of the
shit!
group, but definitely in the middle part of the group, not at the bottom.
I didn't even see Water. I will not lie to you.
Yeah, I
Holy.
I had him coming into the season when we did the like preseason rankings. I had Water as like fourth in the group. He was one of the ones. I think both Cocoa Puffs, Thunder, and I all had him as making playoffs like coming into the season.
Yeah. Unfortunately, even with the teams he made mid-season, he just couldn't adjust to how his team wanted to play the game. And I don't even think it was a draft issue. It's definitely a piloting issue on his end for where things went wrong. So hopefully he learned a lot from this season and is able to take it into the next one. But yeah, definitely not where I expected to see him.
Yeah. Um, I'm happy that Sage managed to turn it around after coming back from vacation, because it was looking rough for him at the beginning of the season. I think he started either 1-2 or 0-2, um, and managed to just claw his way back in the playoffs. And
Mhm.
then yeah, like Easton said, the silver group was pretty ridiculous. Like I think Feeney probably had the second best draft out of anybody in all conferences behind Cocoa Puff, Stupid, or Shifu draft. But like Feeney also had a really strong Urshifu draft. It was like Urshifu with priority Tailwind and like some other strong options. And uh, it's kind of shocking to me to see it not make playoffs.
I was a part of that draft, and I was also super surprised. Now me myself, I didn't want that mod, right? But I was surprised nobody like took it
Yeah, because it
even
felt
before like middle of
real.
second round.
Yeah, it felt really late.
Like I understand that a bunch of Gen 9 picks I think went first round, but still. Urshifu, what was it? Urshifu Dark, right? Urshifu Dark falling to the turn of the second round is insane.
Yeah, I mean the draft on Johto was just super skewed because I got Rillaboom extremely late as well. There were a lot of unexpected picks in the first two rounds, to say the least, and a bunch of stuff fell to where it shouldn't have. I was expecting to have to pick Tapu Bulu for the terrain setter, not Rillaboom.
I mean, there's weird stuff both nights, like freaking Roaring Moon going completely undrafted in Kanto group or Kanto conference is really funny to me.
I
Yeah,
don't
that's pretty insane too.
I don't remember the entire draft, but I remember being super surprised when Sneasler fell to me at in the third round at what was
Yeah,
I 12th?
that is pretty
Don't
crazy. That's what like
don't,
40
don't
something
touch.
picks, almost 50 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was sitting
Don't,
there. I'm like, how the hell did this thing make it over here?
Kurido,
don't
what were
tell
you
Chris.
saying?
Don't tell Chris when I picked Sneasler.
Yeah, you had what,
When did you pick
fifth
Sneasler?
round Sneasler, fourth
I
round
think
How
it
did
was.
you
Sneasler?
get out?
I think it was
How?
sixth. I think
Literally
it was
how?
sixth or seventh round Sneasler
I was about to
because
say it was seventh, I think.
because I got
How?
eighth round. I got
How?
eighth round Cartana.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Well,
you DM'd me during the draft asking when I was gonna pick up Sneasler because I had Coco and I kept telling you no, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Um,
I love that Pokemon so
out of
much.
the top side of the groups, do we have any surprises? Anybody we think did better than we thought they would have, did worse than we thought they did have, but barely squeaked into playoffs?
I
You
mean, the
know,
biggest surprise for me is definitely Nizumi. He came in with one of the most awkward drafts of the season, I want to say. Like that, he certainly had tools to make the team work, but there was no huge focus, and somehow he managed to turn the whole season around and come second in the group. Um, and we had him pegged like at the bottom, I think, in the draft rankings.
I
So
do
that
want
was super
to
impressive.
I do want to point attention to DeRozan making it in the playoffs. When I was talking to him before draft day, he kind of like his ideas didn't really seem all there, and then when I started watching him play, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
Sorry for cursing. I don't know if I'm allowed to,
you're
but
allowed to.
okay. I was like, oh my god, he's actually playing out of his mind. Like,
Yeah, I think
I was really impressed.
I think throughout the season his prep's been a little weak, a little shaky, but his actual battling has been really good. Like
Yeah,
every match I've seen, he's making really good reads. He's making really smart switches. Like it's just been like a joy to watch him play.
yeah.
Hmm I'll agree with that. And I'll point out one other name that really surprised me that I also had in my own rankings pretty low in the group, and that's the Fortress team. I did not think he would be able to pilot this team despite the strong trick room mode that he had to
He's
success with the
the
horrible
he's
resistances he had in the initial draft.
is he the Ursa Luna Iron Hands Incineroar draft?
Yes, he did fix some of the problems with the team with some pickups, I believe, which is where it kind of separated from the initial rankings. But even before those pickups, he was getting wins on the team.
Yeah. Um, I want to give a shout out to Scrafty Knight, Julian Jumplofts coming back after like a 6 season break, 7 season break. You know, played it season 2, then got busy with life and had to drop. Came back and was absolutely killing it in Red Group. Undefeated 2-0s like almost every week up until the last week.
I mean, last week wasn't like a meme week, so like
Yeah, I mean, a
he could have
loss
been
is
7
still
and 0.
a loss is still a loss.
Yeah, of course.
And an
But
0-2 is still an 0-2.
hmm
That drift limb is a demon, dude. I don't know what happens, but every time I've seen that thing hit the field, it is just taken over the game. That man uses drift limb like no other player I've ever seen.
He's definitely someone that took notice from the 2017 VGC where Drifblim was the most important support Pokemon in the meta.
That's funny. Oh damn, I'm looking at this now. I just realized Kaora missed it because of differential. That really
Yep.
yeah,
sucks.
And Gamek barely made it, but he has a
Yeah.
huge differential.
I mean he's 2-0ing every week he wins, and he's 2-1ing every or 1-2ing every week he loses.
Yeah.
I mean that's just a value in a good player, right? You
Yeah.
learn something mid set, you take a game, or you like take the first game. I don't know.
Mhm. I do also want to give a big shout out to Dorike for turning his season around. I think he started 0-2, and after making some slight changes to his team and pivoting more towards a balance mode than forcing the trick room mode, his whole season turned around.
Yeah,
I definitely think he'll play better next season.
I blame the Destiny expansion dropping the first week of the season. If
That
he
dude, I hate that game so much. I'm so sorry. I have like 500 hours in that game, and I don't know. That game stinks.
Yeah, I also have some beef with Destiny, but yeah, I know Dory's been pretty obsessed with it, and so maybe not. He wasn't able to like kind of figure out his team those first couple weeks, and it put him too much on the back foot to recover. Who knows? All
Yep,
right.
new exotic weapon. I have to grind for it. Fuck prepping.
Hey, that's about to be me next week with Borderlands 4. So
Oh hell no.
going to
That
the
might be
brat,
this week. I was
going
gonna
to
say that might be me this week. I need to play Silk Song. God damn.
going to the bracket. Whoever wins between Fortress and Nezumi can collect their free ticket to semifinals. I'll be too busy playing Borderlands. So just kind of want to go through the whole bracket. We're gonna talk through 4 matchups more in depth about like Pokemon and playstyle kind of stuff, but I just kind of want to get everybody's take on who they think is going to win each matchup. Who he thinks favored, that kind of stuff. So let's just start in the top left. Dueling Jumplos versus Koopa Troopas. This is one of the ones we're going to talk about more in depth. So just real quick, who do you think's gonna win this?
This one's really tough because I've known and played against Koopa for many seasons, and I just think the dueling Jumpluffs probably have an edge on him here.
Yeah, I think it
Uh,
comes down to which Koopa shows up. Like I feel like there have been some weeks and some seasons where Koopa is terrifying, and there have been some weeks where it's been just a little bit of brain farts here and there where they're throwing games where I don't think they should be.
if the
Hmm.
Koopa that shows up is the Koopa I watched destroy Fire Mana last season in that 2-0 game, I think he's gonna win. But if it's not, then unfortunate.
You gonna rep your fellow Red Group brethren,
Oh,
Kurido?
I didn't want to interrupt if there was more to say. Yeah, no. Julian, I know Koopa's a good player, but Scraft genuinely scares me. That dude is in people's heads, and I don't even know if the better version of Koopa comes if he makes it out. That Scraft is a very, very good player.
Yeah, I think I had Scrafty Knight winning 2-1 against Koopa on my bracket I submitted to Dory.
I mean, hey, that's fair.
Um, Moving on to Kurido's match, Buff Shaman round three or round two?
Round three.
Yeah, round three versus Larvesta Legion. I feel like this is another one that's really close. People haven't been, super talking about it because it's a more middle of the pack matchup, second seed versus third seed. Um, but I really feel like this one could go either way.
I'm gonna take the wheel. I'm just gonna rep my boy. I have faith in him. I think Fire Mana wins 2-1.
You think
That's my
there's
goat right there.
you think there's anything on his team that's like particularly good in the matchup or play style that's good in the matchup, or is it just like a all player skill diff thing?
I see we have somebody in the call that would like that information. I will not disclose it.
Fair enough. You have any thoughts on the matchup, Easton?
I think it's fairly even. I'd have to look at the teams a little bit more in depth to make any kind of decision. All I'm going to say is the Volcarona on that Larvesta Legion team really scares me with the kind of support it's got around it. And you really have to plan and see which kind of Volcarona comes to have a good game plan.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about playing into Volcarona is like getting its Terra read right. If you can successfully predict the Volcarona Terra, it's a lot more manageable to deal with. And I really think thinking about like what I remember from Kurido's draft, like a counter Terra Tapu Fini can be like a really big problem for that Volcarona to deal with. It's like stupidly specially bulky, and if they don't Terra, it has the type matchup advantage. So as long as you're able to like Volcarona goes Terra Grass, you go Terra Steel or Terra Fire. Um, Kind of get that counter matchup, even Terra Poison.
I think the one thing I will say is that Firemana he has managed his Volcarona really well. The thing has no deaths over the entire season.
Wait, are you serious?
It's either no deaths or 100% win rate. I don't remember which one it is. It's one of those.
It has
I
one death, but it has 100% win rate.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's like he's managed that Pokemon really well.
I mean,
Watching his games.
it's his mascot. I think it was his second pick. Like, it makes
Yeah,
sense.
he has made that thing look like a menace. Like the only reason I'm saying anything is because you touched on it. But whether whatever set he brings on Sunday or tomorrow will determine kind of the matchup you're playing. I guess,
Yep.
Kurido.
So if no one has any other thoughts on this matchup, I don't know if you want to leak anything, Kurido.
I'm not leaking anything. I just I don't know, man. Like I feel like I'm facing down my demon with Zapdos. Uh I'm I we'll see what happens.
Just
I think I'm pretty prepared.
just double checking you're not going to be playing this match from a convention again and throwing the easiest predicts of your life.
God, I wish.
Alright, so going on to the next matchup, it's me with McFeeds Mareeps against the South Austin Dugongs. I'm pretty confident in this. I put it as a 2-0 on my predictor bracket.
Yeah. Commissioner. Yeah.
League's rigged, whole shebang. The one thing that I think is really funny is the kind of mind games about what Pokemon are getting booster energy between the two of us, since we both have like very fast booster speed Pokemon that could also be very threatening booster, like, offense, like booster special attack or booster attack. And so depending on which set people thinking about bringing, kind of could shift the matchup.
I think depending on how he plays this match, I don't exactly remember what his team is. I think
He's
it's
like a weird
like
trick.
Bundle, Brute Bonnet, or Saloon, or Lycanroc,
Yeah,
something like
it's like
that.
a weird Trick Room hybrid that has a fast mode with Bundle and Lycanroc.
With a Gator somewhere in the middle there, which we all
Yeah.
threw shade at the start of the season, but it's been brought to almost every game and it has 9 kills. So
Hey, Sheer Force
Mm.
Life Orb's a hell of a drug.
Um, I mean,
funny, it's another Volcarona team that, like, immediately after we just talked about it, where McFeeds, you probably still have to make the correct predictions on the Terra if
That,
he uses it in the same way that Fire Mana
that's
does.
that's exactly why I brought it up, was because it was on my mind that I've been having to, figure out, okay, if Volterra's to this, how do I deal with it? If Volterra's to that, how do I deal with it?
But their
I think
usage of the Volcarona is completely different because the South Austin Dugongs have 0 kills on this Volcarona this season.
yeah, I think with the way that McFeed's team is kind of uh brought together, I think it makes it difficult for Knight Selly, I think that's their Discord,
Yeah.
Yep.
right? I think it just makes it really difficult for him to deal with anything. Um, the fast mode that McFeeds has, especially with that Thunderous, with the Corvin Knight that can set up Tailwind, you have Valiant Boulder. Like, if Boulder ever does anything, even though it's a fraud, but
Dude, there are
yeah,
weeks where I'm like, this Pokemon's insane. It's just better Shifu. And then there are weeks where I think it is like the biggest trash Pokemon on the face of the planet.
yeah. You also have Blastoise for crazy support. Suicune can even set up Tailwind. Like, I think there's so many options on McFeed's side that it's gonna make it hard to predict for South Austin Gugongs, and I think that McFeeds takes it.
I do think the matchup is simpler for the South Austin Dugongs, though, in that, like, he has to probably run a very specific team in order to counter a lot of the options that McFeeds brings, and he has to know that that's his win condition.
Yes, but the moment he doesn't execute on it is the moment he just loses the match, right? So
Correct. That's
you
why
can't.
it's in McFeeds' advantage most likely just from the get-go.
Yeah, McFeeds can run like one thing and just completely fuck over what he wants to do. So we'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see.
I'm gonna be
Tomorrow
honest,
is a bloodbath.
there are exactly like two sets I'm really afraid of, and I will be sure to let him know after the match. Um, but I definitely think it's in my favor.
Be afraid of
Um,
the Registeel.
yeah, yeah, it's the Seismic Toss, Toxic, Chesto, Resto, Registeel that has me quaking in my boots.
You have AIDS. Sorry, like what?
Good old Gen 3 physical wall Registeel.
I've
We
run that
love
in
Red.
singles recently. It's
We
not
love
bad.
Jesus.
Registeel.
Um, going on to our bottom left matchup, the Titan logo is Nezumi, because I think they're one of the only teams that didn't submit a logo this season, versus Fortress. I think I had Fortress winning this, but to be honest, I could not tell you a single Pokemon on Nezumi's team. I think they're the person out of
I
all 16 in playoffs that I know the least about.
I played Mizumi in the regular season, and not to like beat him up or anything. He got a little too creative with his sets. I think if he keeps it simple, and he brings the right Pokemon, I think he can like not run through Fortress's team because he has to worry about the trick room and everything that we talked about. But I think it's going to be difficult for Fortress to get rid of the Arcaludon, and I think if he plays his Arcaludon right, it is his win condition. He's playing Arcaludon Delver. If he plays it correctly, it's just going to run through the rest of his team.
I actually think a little bit differently in this matchup, where I think Fortress needs to plan a little harder on predicting what the Gliscor Terra is going to be.
That is
Because
also true.
a lot of the
Yeah.
season, Nezumi is using the Gliscor to wall people off with the poison heal. It's a very abnormal set to see in VGC, to say the least. Uh, but he's also shown lots of success piloting it that way,
Mm-hmm.
which makes me think you kind of have to have the plan for both the Arcaludon and the Gliscor, and both of them are kind of Terra hogs. They both want to Terra to something different.
I mean,
I
So
kind of completely forgot that he uses his Gliscor like really well. Like nothing I've ever seen before, especially out of any Gliscor player that I've played against in a Terra mode. But I think with the support pieces he has around it, like Magmar,
I mean,
like Gothitelle. I
bulky
mean,
bulky Gliscor is a pretty good answer into both Ursaluna and Iron Hands.
yeah,
Like it
like
does seem kind of scary.
it is pretty scary, but also like you have to get the right Terra on Gliscor. I think if he doesn't have the right Terra, it just gets nuked by Ursaluna, right? So Facade is a hell of a drug.
Oh yeah.
and in my opinion, and what I want to see from Fortress, just as a prediction, I would like to see him bring the Clawitzer this week.
You're crazy.
Ooh,
Like I get it's good in the rain because you get those rain boosted oh what is its ability? The same one
I think
that
it's
Mega Launcher boosted
yeah.
water pulses and like it's doing work, but it's still a
But
Clawitzer.
yeah, but at the
I,
same
I,
time,
I think
like,
the Assault Vest Clawitzer has a ton of value in this matchup.
hmm,
It's bulky enough to survive an unboosted Gliscor's Terra attacks or like Earthquake or whatever, and it just does well enough into the Psychic Terrain mode or the Rain mode with the coverage it has that it can be a useful piece.
I feel
Fair
like we're
enough.
kind of forgetting about Muddy Water Milotic and Rain. That sounds kind of nasty. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Glyetzer is good. I feel like Milotic is better, if I'm being honest.
Maybe this is just Easton talking, but the Clawitzer to me is what I would bring.
Hmm.
So Kurido, you played Fortress in the regular season. Do you
Uh,
think he's gonna be able to eke out the win here?
I so yes, I do. I think Fortress's team is extremely strong. I think that there is a reasonable chance he would be third or he would be second seed if he and I weren't just trolling the last week with the bench warmer match and not caring. Um I think the base core of his team is extremely strong, and uh especially if Nezumi tries to get too cute to try and get rid of like the trick room mode plus the Incineroar plus all the other things. It's like you're going to get swamped because Fortress's team is very much a plug and play. You click buttons on the enemy team and they will explode.
Yeah, plus the double fake out pressure is really annoying to deal with. Like you have to run Terra Ghost on stuff, you have to run Covert Cloak on stuff, and it can kind of detract from your normal game plan to kind of deal with all of that.
Yo, Fortress, I'm not giving you any ideas, but Choice Band Terrifier Flare Blitz, please. It'd be so funny on Incineroar. Please do it.
On that note, let's move to the other side of the bracket. We've got the salty run back from the regular season with Thunder and Sage playing each other in the last week of the regular season, and then immediately playing each other again in playoffs.
I don't think Sage wins. I'm sorry.
I don't either.
Thunder tried his hardest to throw that game too, even with Illuminate Illumise, and still won. So
I think there's like reason, like within reason, I think Sage can look to take at least a game, but
I I mean, if he is
I think Thunder
if
2
he is
rows.
prankster Lumais, I think he wins that game one, or is in a much better position in that game one from the regular season.
Maybe.
I just don't think either of them bring the same sets, so it's going to be really interesting to see because we've never had this happen in the PDL history where
That
the
is
final match of the season comes up as the first match of
that
playoffs.
is not true. The same
Is
thing
it?
actually happened to Thunder a couple seasons ago. Don't remember what season it was, but we were talking about this the other night. This exact same thing happened, where they
I don't
played each other in
remember
week
it.
7 and then played in the first round of playoffs.
Either way, I still have faith in Thunder to bring it home. I just think they both need to be a little creative with sets after having just played each other and go back to the drawing board and see what you can cook up.
I think it would have been really funny if they just reran it that night right after the group draw. Exact same
That would have been
teams,
really
just run
funny.
it again.
Just put Prankster on a Lumais this time.
Yeah.
Kinda, I don't know. I feel like matchup is definitely a lot more difficult than it seems like that we're talking about, but I think with the way that both players play and watching them both play that match, I feel like Thunder just has it.
As long as he doesn't throw.
Yep.
You have any thoughts, Kurido?
Nah, man, I pretty much summarized in my opening statement. Thunder played bad and still won against the Illinois. I don't think Prankster changes the results of that match, even if Thunder plays bad again.
Fair enough. I think we're just gonna skip over these next three since they're the ones we're gonna talk about in depth on the next little bit. I just kind of want to talk
Okay.
about the bracket as a whole. Um, do you have a quadrant that you guys think is the like free quadrant, a quadrant that you think's the worst quadrant? I think we're all thinking the same thing.
You
Does
all can just
anybody
say it's the red. It's the red corner. It's the red
does
corner.
anybody have a free run to semis or finals? Is anybody screwed? That kind of stuff.
I feel like whoever comes out of the fireman, what's it called? Dory match or not Dory Kurido match is you might be a little you might be a little fucked. I'm not gonna lie to you, because that top match is actually just a battle of tyrants. It feels like.
I on a different note, I think the bottom right is ridiculous. The
Oh yeah, I mean,
Gamig, Cocoa Puffs, Call Me Claudie, and you, Chris. Like that is just gonna be a bloodbath to even make it to semis.
I think when I saw my draw, I think I said something in PDL chat. I said, "What the fuck is this? Like, what are we doing here?
Dude,
How did
no,
Cocoa
this
Puffs
happen?"
was not pleased. Before the draft, the draw, he was telling us like there's only one person he does not want to play in the first round, and it's Gameg. And guess what, buddy? You got your wish.
Call Me Claudie like DM'd me, like Coach Call Me Claudie DM'd me like the second the draw ended. It was like this isn't real, right? Like this is fake.
This is your initiation, pal. Get used to it.
No offense to you Easton, you're on the top half of that bracket, but I legitimately think whoever makes it out of that bottom right quadrant is making it to finals.
I I don't blame you for thinking that based on the teams that are in that bottom quadrant.
I'm gonna keep myself out of that conversation because I'm not sure.
But yeah, I think as far as like the easiest path, it's top left, Scrafty Knight, or bottom left with me towards finals. It's kind of just whoever wins that semis matchup, in my opinion.
Bro, calling me free.
No, I don't even think I'm making it. You're making it to semis. No offense. I agree with Chris. I think you're going down to whoever wins the first round of 16 matchup.
Calling me free.
Hey, I got you beating Firemana.
I don't.
Before we move
all
on
depends on what happens.
before we move on
tonight.
to overall or before we move on to specific matchups, who do you guys have winning overall beside yourself? Like if you had to pick one person to like put money on that wasn't you, who's
Can I
winning
choose
Me,
this
but
two
with a
season?
people?
mustache.
Can I choose 2 people? Is that all?
No, I need one.
Oh, one person.
One person who's winning the season that is not yourself.
I'm gonna go with it's Crafty and like just no contest, bro. I don't know.
Easton, who
Um,
do you got winning?
I'm gonna go a little crazy on the prediction here. I'm gonna predict Gameg wins the season.
Ooh, that's a fire prediction. No lie.
Kurido?
I would say Coco. If it weren't for the curse of Antuck, where he got first round outed with the most insane team. So I think it's going to be Scraft. Genuinely.
I would say myself, obviously, but not allowed to do that. So I'd probably if he
Just
wasn't
saying ourselves.
if he wasn't in the group of hell, I'd say Coco. So I think I'm gonna go with Thunder. I feel like Thunder hasn't had
Hmm.
like a deep playoff run in a bit, and I think his draft's pretty good this season.
Not a bad choice.
All right, so moving on to some of the kind of featured matchups where we can talk more in depth about specific Pokemon. The first one, we've brought it up a couple times, the Dueling Jumpluff versus Koopas Troopas matchup. Um, for all of these slides, the higher seed will be the top row of Pokemon, the lower seed will be the bottom row. So top is Dueling Jumpluffs, bottom is Koopas Troopas. Um, we mentioned that Demon of Driftblim. Um, I think it's really funny that this matchup has a double mirror matchup with Halucha and Tapu Lele on both teams.
And both teams are also Sun.
Yeah, they're both Sun Psychic Terrain teams, which is really funny.
The question here is, what kind of prediction would either player make for either team either not bringing Lele or not bringing the Sun mode at all, and just expecting the other person to be setting Sun? Because there's some mind games going on here.
See, I
I
think
think
the real like secret weapon in this matchup is that Dueling Jumpluff's team has a third mode in Trick Room, whereas Koopa does not have an alternate mode. It's like all in on Sun or all in on Psychic Terrain in all the matches we've seen.
I think the thing you have to think about too is how the mind games of all the Pokemon going into this. Yes, but what are you doing about the Chi-Yu? I feel like is a huge question in Sun for Dueling Jumpluffs. Like
I mean,
the
Hawlucha
only
just outspeeds.
oh yeah, that is true. Unburdened is a hell. It's actually disgusting. I forgot about that. But like you said, it's who's gonna bring Tapu Lele. Like if they both bring it, well, damn, unfortunate.
I'm
But
waiting for someone to bring Scarf, Terra Poison, Tapu Lele.
To
ew,
nuke the
ew.
other Tapu Lele.
Yep.
Counterpoint. Counterpoint to the Chi-Yu point. I actually like obviously Chi-Yu nuclear bomb detected. Everyone knows the meme. But like I feel like there's positions that Koopa could get put in that the Chi-Yu is overall a detriment because suddenly Scraft has like eruptions that are hitting even harder, or expanding forces that are hitting even harder, or God forbid, even a thunderclap from Raging Bolt even that hits even harder.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
would love
say,
to see expanding force hit Chi-Yu.
and and an assault vest raging bolt looks really
Oh,
nasty
that
in this
is true.
matchup.
Yeah.
Assault Vest Azumarill also looks really good. You just can't necessarily use the water move.
Yeah. Um, I think King Gambit's kind of rough, even if it's a good answer, like on paper into some of Koopa's Pokemon. But dealing with the contentious Sun mode, it's just gonna get nuked or eat your Terra every matchup.
I think the thing, like, the one X factor, not even an X factor, it's just like after you Lilligant with Torkoal is so disgusting, I feel like, into this team that you kind of just have, I don't know, like, you have to sack a Pokemon, I feel like, if that happens, if you're Koopa.
I mean, Milo
Sure, but
probably lives it.
That's like the only thing on his team. You also have the Sakatera, right?
Yeah.
So
I think the biggest like X factor in this matchup is that Julian Jumpolovs has redirection. Like that Electabuzz, it's not the bulkiest thing in the world, but like if you're just trading off nuclear bombs, like Chews clicking Overheat, Raging Bolts clicking Thunderclap, that Electabuzz being able to redirect one nuclear bomb with a Focus Sash or something and just kind of, you know, keep your big threat alive while you're trading with the other one is really big here.
I feel like
The
the
other,
only. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the other really interesting thing in this matchup is the Sleep Powder Wars, because there are
Mm,
two Pokemon on each team that are good with the Chlorophyll Sleep Powder. So seeing who uses the safety goggles where is also going to be kind of important.
I think the only issue with your Electabuzz like follow me thing is there is so much spread coverage on Koopa's team
Yeah, but it's
that
it's
it
like
might not matter.
it's like heat wave. It's stuff that's resisted aside from the Milo muddy water. But like if it's in sun, it's basically resisted.
Hmm.
I think this matchup has the potential to get really creative because your mirror matchup of your standard modes just looks so rough because everyone has so many resists. Pokemon tend to resist their own types.
I also think the King Gambit is a very real problem for Koopa to deal with because, like,
Really?
I think three of his main threats stare at King Gambit and realize that there's a big problem there. Like, Lele can barely touch him. Typhlosion can get sucker punched out of a Choice Scarf Eruption, and I know that King Gambit can 1v1 Iron Crown.
Not in Psychic terrain.
Sure.
Yeah. I think Gambit is so much of a Terra Hog in this matchup that becomes really difficult to bring.
I tend to agree with McFeeds here. Even though I think there's room to be creative with it in this matchup, you would have to find like an exact set, and it can't just be so like glue.
Creativity can only go so far
Yeah,
in a specific matchup, like you're saying. So
it only has to
we'll
work
see.
once though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see.
I don't have any closing thoughts. So I think we're all kind of in agreement that we think Scrafty Knight's gonna take this. Potential to be
He
close.
he has the advantage, but I could see a world in which like that's reversed and it's a 2-1 for Koopa. We just have to see who brings what sets and who's the most creative in the mirror matchup, because it's the creativity here that's going to give someone the advantage.
Man, I
I
cannot
think
cannot wait for a game to come down to a Hawlucha v Hawlucha 1v1 acrobatic speed tie.
like uh even the thing I'm most interested in is not even like maybe like the creativity of the builds will be cool, but I also think the mid match adjustments like going into each game will also be pretty cool to see.
All right, moving on to our next featured matchup. We have, I think, probably the hypest matchup on paper. Cocoa Puffs versus Miracle Wizard Money Gang. Um, Notably, Cocoa Puffs has been knocked out of the last two playoff seasons by Gamagate. One due to Gamagate playing really well, and one due to Cocoa Puffs missing a Draco Meteor. So hopefully he doesn't have that same luck in this matchup.
He
Um,
deserves it for hitting a Draco Meteor crit on me last season.
I think.
This matchup is disgusting, by the way. It's a Shedinja mirror matchup.
Yup.
I
Ew.
want to
Ew.
vomit. I want to
Ew.
vomit.
All right.
Ew.
So, initial take. You're both of these players. Are you bringing Shedinja?
Yes.
No.
I wouldn't.
No. Definitely
100%
not.
yes. You
No.
are playing the
No.
mind game with your opponent on this. Both of you are most likely going to use it as a Terra Hog, but you both have to predict which Shedinja variant your opponent brings. Like, I think this is a fun
Counterpoint.
matchup for that reason, but I also think I hate it.
Counterpoint. Fuck that Pokemon. Just don't bring it.
So I don't want to go too much into specifics on sets, um, but I think there is zero world where Cocoa Puffs can bring Shedinja because Ogerpon Hearthflame has Mold Breaker. And that Pokemon is 100% coming just because it's probably the best Pokemon on Gamek's team.
Mhm.
That is fair.
We could also see, like, Gamig is known as the Smeargle guy for a reason. He could bring out some real silly stuff with that Smeargle to shut down that Shedinja if he's really worried about it.
Uh,
I feel
But, like,
like in this matchup, I feel like Gamma has a set team that he probably should bring, but
I
I'm
mean,
not
it's
too sure.
the 4 on the right plus what?
Probably like Whimsicott Smeargle, Shinichi Whimsicott, like do anything. Smeargle is just a menace. You probably should just bring that Pokemon, but what are you choosing between Whims and Shinichi?
You
Maybe.
could bring the Rhydon, but that would also be a Terra Hog here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Darmanitan could come. Like, that Darmanitan, every time I've seen it, is just an absolute nightmare.
Actually, looking at the matchup, maybe you drop Dracovish if you're Gamegate. I feel like it's not that good into the Blastoise. Then like you have other priority Tailwind with Talonflame, so it's hard to get it to outspeed, like to get into that position where it's outspeeding stuff. So maybe it is
Right.
like Smeargle, Shedinja, Whimsicott, Celesteela, Ogerpon, Annihilate.
Let me tell you how much I love this Annihilate Pokemon. It's so fucking funny.
Dude,
It's actually.
I won with it season 1. I only used Choice Scarf Final Gambit. I never ran a other set all season.
Oh, dude, that set is so gas. It's so good.
The rest of my team was just hard Trick Room, and so I would just nuke the Pokemon that could learn Taunt on the opposing team every matchup.
That's so good. I feel like Coco might have it just because of his team,
Yeah.
but
I
we'll
think
see.
yeah, I think Coco's team has more depth. I can realistically see value from every single Pokemon in his draft aside from Shedinja in this matchup. Whereas I feel like it's so hard to bring Azelf into Coco Puff's draft. Like Urshifu Dark eats it alive, Fluttermane eats it alive. Um, unless you're like using it as anti Trick Room, but then why is Coco Puffs running Trick Room in this matchup? It gets rough.
Sure, but never underestimate Gameg's sets. I never have, and I never will.
Yeah, I think round Auroras is the real problem. You're right, Easton.
I think Swords Dance Rhydon and Trick Room is the real problem.
Mm, It
I wonder.
could be interesting.
Isn't
There is,
Aurora's
like,
like really slow?
Yeah.
yes.
I love
There
Tripper
is
mode incoming
there,
lately.
there is a very cursed world where where Gameg Shedinja loses to Serena because it can't touch it because of Queenly Majesty.
You think it's only running Sneak?
I think there's worlds where that is the only attack he thinks he needs. Well, he just like doesn't think about it. I think he would, but like,
No, there's no chance he only runs Sneak in this matchup. Trust me, I've seen what sets he's run on Shedinja so far this season. If he brings it, it's gonna be something really dumb.
yeah, but think how funny it would be if they just got locked in in like a staring contest with each other.
The
1v1 fully.
the other thing I want to highlight in this matchup that's a little rough is that Gemgate really does not have good special attackers. I think like in this matchup he really has to lean on Celesteela. Otherwise, like an AV Pokemon, like a bulky Assault Vest Hydreigon maybe, or a bulky Assault Vest Sizzler with Terra can be like a big problem to manage.
I was gonna
That is
say
true.
something about Whim's Moonblast, but I forgot how bad that special attack is on that mon.
Yeah, it's
So
not real.
yeah,
I mean, it does threaten Urshifu and Hydreigon, so there is some value to it.
yeah, but like if I Dragon like Terrors, it's over. You know what I mean? Like
Sure. Wims is there to set up and then die, though, so.
yeah, a really funny set I could see Whims bringing could be something like Focus Ash Endeavor. That would be cool.
Yeah,
At
that'd
this point,
be
this is just a creative off between those two. So like whatever
Yeah.
whoever brings
See,
the most cursed set is the one who
I
wins.
I don't think it needs to be a creative off for Cocoa Puffs. I think if he runs standard, he has a decent matchup. Obviously, you need to kind of think about what weird stuff beats your standard mode and adjust, but I don't think you need to like really reach into the bag of tricks to get an upper hand here.
I agree.
I
Yeah.
also think him answering Shedinja isn't the hardest. Isn't like the hardest ask for his team.
Yeah, but
He has
it's something he
Will-O-Wisp.
definitely
He
needs to
has
consider.
Will-O-Wisp on like Talonflame or Rotom. He gets the job done.
Even then, you have Flame Body with Talonflame, so you could play. You
Yeah.
could gamble a little bit.
Good
If you,
gamble.
yeah, let's gamble. Let's gamble our priority Tailwind away. Holy.
Anybody have
Can't
anything
say
else they
Mother
want to
Burn.
say about this before we go on to our next featured matchup?
Nope.
Oh, I just accept, but I expect both of them to cook.
I hope this goes the distance. I hope it's a like close to one banger matchup, but I definitely would say like slight advantage Cocoa Puffs. All right, going on to our third featured matchup. It is Chris, you're in this one. Call Me Claudia versus Syracuse Zeraoras. So you're gonna leak your whole Pokepaste here, Chris. Say everything on the podcast.
All right, hold on. Let me open up. Let me just start streaming on Discord. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
um, so I think this matchup, no offense, is a little rough in your favor. I think the big reason why is terrain control. I think your team thrives off of having electric terrain up. And Thwacky being slower than every Tapu Koko set means that he can control terrain whenever he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes this matchup a little difficult for you. But looking at some of these Pokemon, Bundle is kind of gas into basically everything but Walking Way. Oh no, you Freeze Dry into everything but
I was about
Fluttermane.
to say.
Yeah.
Everything but Magnezone.
Iron Bundle is just a walking nuke. Like, what can I say?
I mean,
love that Pokemon.
it hits everything on this draft super effectively except Magnezone and Fluttermane.
No comment.
So yeah, maybe it does just come down to how does he answer the Iron Bundle?
Called Sturdy Magnezone, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Can't wait for Chris to Terra Steel his Iron Bundle and get Magnet Pole trapped.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yo, so instead of running Sturdy Magnezone, you're actually running Focus Sash Magnezone. Got it.
But yeah, maybe I am swinging back on that with how good Iron Bundle looks here. It's just can
Spooky present wielding future mod. Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think running Coco in the back is a bad idea in this matchup either. Obviously, Coco wants to be setting terrain on the first turn, but you can be a little creative with how you play around the sets here.
Mm-hmm.
Any of you guys think that there's a real Trick Room mode either of these teams are bringing? Like Chris's Dusclops, Call Me Claudia has some like slow, heavy hitting Pokemon.
No. Trick Room is fake in this matchup.
So I think if it's just speed versus speed, Chris has the advantage. Like he has Fake Out from Sneasler to help disrupt some of the earlier turns. Like you can trade Tailwinds with the Noivern and the Jumpluff, and then you had to bring Jumpluff.
I just don't think, even if he was to bring the Trick Room mode, that the game state would be in his favor. Because he does not have the team to sweep from Trick Room.
Yeah.
As much as I would love to be a Magnezone enjoyer in this matchup, even if you were to get Magnezone and Trick Room against that team, It's doesn't have the matchup it needs to take over.
Butcher's got it, man. Just saying.
Yeah, AV Gudra, it lives the Iron Bundle Blizzard, right?
Okay, Kappa penis.
Unfortunately, Como
Gujo might not even need the Assault Vest to live it.
is on the wrong side of the bracket here, because usually you would use that to destroy Flutter mains, but like it's paired up. There's man.
Yeah, I had to
I
draft
mean,
the
I guess
Fluttermane counter away from him.
Como like could just flatten Tapu Koko.
I think
But
I think finding a Como setup turn can be pretty crucial here, but I think it's really difficult.
yeah, or don't.
Damn, I think I've
No
talked
comment.
myself out of it.
I
Nope.
have too a little bit.
I was really pro Call Me Claudie when I submitted my bracket, but now that I'm like looking at this more in depth, he really needs to get a Terra read right to like a good defensive Terra on one of his Pokemon to handle the Iron Bundle or handle even like the Sneasler.
No comment.
I could see Lando T being slightly problematic, but you still have like Defiant Annihilate, and you don't want to give that thing boosts.
Also, Bundle just deletes Lando T.
Yeah, yeah.
I the bundle's
Woohoo!
everything.
Spooky freeze dry. Woo!
I think for Call Me Claudie, unironically, you're hoping some of those hydro pumps miss.
Insert
Yeah,
the Gamma Game meme of on a 6 this hydro pump misses and I lose the game.
Dude, when I tell you I miss Hydro Pump literally like twice a game in prep, every game, it just happens. Like, it's so disgusting.
Don't talk to me about missing moves.
The first regional I ever went to, I brought Iron Bundle and it missed Hydro Pump 3 times in a row, and
Hell
I
yeah.
just I tilted out the rest of the tournament. That thing, when you need it most, it will let you down. So
He hasn't. He
Have you
didn't let me
considered
down in my singles playoffs. Hasn't really let me down this season, so I can pray here.
have you considered just rigging RNG in your favor? I mean, it's working for me. I got that double rock slide flinch last season.
Yeah, have you ever considered getting accuracy boosts? Maybe.
Yeah, gotta run lock on all your Pokemon, then you won't miss that Hydro Pump.
also
Thumbs up.
the fact that Bundle can have the fact that Bundle can have Encore is so silly. I suppose there is like some legitimate fear in the idea that that Thwacky comes in, sets grassy terrain, fakes out your bundle, and then grassy glides it to death. Because like bundle deletes things, but also it's kind of made of paper mache and twigs.
No. It has good physical bulk. It actually probably lives a
Does
Thwacky.
it?
Yeah.
It has. Hold on. I'm not sure.
It's inverse.
I think it has.
It's inverse Fluttermane. Like Fluttermane's really specially bulky. Bundle's really physically bulky.
I think
Bro,
it has a Iron Bundle defense. I think it has like 100 something.
I have been ignoring Iron Bundle ever since it let me down at the regional.
Iron Bundle has a defense stat of 114.
What the hell?
Yeah, it's
I
reverse
take it all
Fluttermane.
back. I was trying to find a way that Call Me Claudie had something here.
No, I had the same thought. I was like, okay, maybe you can like protect on Blaziken, get a speed boost up, and then kill it with close combat. But I honestly could live it if it's bulky Bundle.
No comment. I will not be revealing my sets until you watch my games tomorrow.
Yeah, I think I've completely talked myself the other way around. I think Iron Bundle is really hard for this Call Me Claudie team to deal with, and you're going to invest too many resources into dealing with the bundle, and then something like Sneasler or Ape, or even, grassy terrain boosted Superior Leaf Storm is going to be problematic.
We also have
you let me know what grassy terrain boosted Leaf Storm does in this matchup, and I'll do it.
Dude, it's killing Lando T.
Yeah.
You know, Bundle can't do that.
Uh huh.
Freeze dry isn't a real move.
Yeah.
Ice Beam isn't either. Don't worry.
No.
Yeah, I think we're kind of all in agreement, aside from Chris, who says no comment, that Chris has a advantage here.
I will always vote myself to win, but we'll see.
Moving on to our last featured matchup. This one featuring Easton. Yeah, I think this is kind of like a balanced team versus a multi-gimmick team, which makes things really interesting.
This is a matchup of all time. That's for
It
sure.
really is.
This is my third Urshifu team of the season. I hate it.
Hey, if you win, you don't have to fight Urshifu next week.
Unless I have to face Cocoa Puffs.
No, you're on the top
True.
side of the bracket.
Yeah.
Oh,
if
so
he
I
makes it
get
to
1 week
semis.
Yeah,
reprieve.
you get a
Awesome.
week reprieve. You could theoretically have to face what 5 Urshifus this season.
Should have drafted it.
I don't want to, but I don't want to play against it either.
The
Urshifu
more,
is so broken.
It is. That's why. Take the broken Pokemon.
No, I
The
never have
more-
fun doing that. Why do you think I picked Heatran second?
That's a broken Pokemon.
No, I just made it broken.
the more I
Right,
look at
man.
this Tinglu, the more I realize how good of a matchup this thing has. It's actually crazy.
The suspiciously kill leader shaped hole in my pocket. Nah, man, Heatran isn't that good.
People just weren't killing it. What do you mean? I ran
Bitch,
defensive sets on it almost all season, and somehow it still
and
got
it
all the
killed
kills.
everything.
No, I think Heatran's gas. Yeah,
You
I
should have
agree.
added like you
I
should have
agree.
added a kill leaders section of this podcast. You really should have.
I probably should have. I agree with you, Chris. I think Tinglu looks really good, assuming you have a way to deal with Urshifu or Hariyama if Hariyama comes for some reason.
Maybe.
But like
Bro,
What are you
Diggersby
running?
might show up.
Tinglu
Like
just
if
absorbs everything Goldengo and Naga and even kind of Tornadus / Rotom want to do, and it's
don't
bulk.
forget it learns Earthquake and it could just Oko stack Attacka for fun. Like
Yeah, while resisting it, like
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
but don't forget I have a Grassy Surge Pokemon that is
Oh, that
taking
is
away
true.
from the Earthquake.
No, you're just
Yeah,
gonna run
let's-
Overgrow Rillaboom this week.
I've actually brought Overgrow Rillaboom into prep twice because it's not the default ability.
Like Easton, I know that first pick Rillaboom isn't exactly your thing. You wouldn't get it, but maybe you should consider it.
Maybe.
Trying
Also, like
to see what
Okay.
from the Risen is spooky to me here.
I'm kind of
The Iron Valiant just like murders everything as well. Like, oh my god.
counterpoint. Goldango make it rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goldengo is the
Counterpoint wide
scariest
guard.
to me.
True.
Oh, that
True.
wide guard,
Valiant does get wide guard.
counterpoint. Shadow Ball. I don't know how much it does, but we'll see.
If he's in electric terrain and running specs at one shots, because I had that.
Why
had that,
electric terrain?
Because no,
Why
I had
electric-
that matchup into Derizen. I had specs Valiant with Shadow Ball.
Oh. Why specifically an electric terrain?
Because it needs the extra boost, or it needs
I
to
guess.
go Terra Ghost.
Oh yeah, wait. I forgot special attack boost. I'm dumb. Me dumb.
Yeah. I think the double Genie off is kind of funny, but then Thunderous just can click T-Bolt into Tornadus.
Yeah, but
Honestly, the biggest
I don't
chance
ever.
the biggest chance the Risen has in this matchup is getting like a Trick Room off or getting a priority Tailwind up. With Easton
I don't
being
ever see a world
unable
where
to
you
answer.
don't run Prankster Tailwind with Sash on Natus. Like, you should always be. If you don't run Sash in this matchup, I feel like you're trolling.
It's just like every time I see something that looks decent, it's like, oh, Diggersby and Trick Room can hit like everything decently, and then it's, oh nope, Grassy Surge Rillaboom with priority Grassy Glide. Have fun.
No, but huge power. Come on, come on.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're Sash torn though, like you have to kind of choose what you lose to off of Thunderous, because
Mhm.
you're either like getting you're either trying to get your tailwind off and you get bolted down if you bring Mental Herb, or you bring Focus Sash and you get taunted turn 1 and you're depressed.
I mean, even off that, now that I'm thinking about it, you also have to like think about Covert Flow just because of Rillaboom, right? So there's so much shit you have to think about if you're bringing Natus. Like, it's so vulnerable in this matchup that it makes
Okay.
it super difficult for it to do
Hear me out.
anything.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Follow me, Clefairy with Goldengo beside it.
That is true, but counterpoint, wide guard.
or Tinglu.
Oh yeah, God, freaking! I remember when Tinglu first came out, and it just instantly became Goldango's father. Like it was just not even close.
Yeah,
Dude.
I think this is a rough one. I feel like most of Derizen's engine this season has kind of been like Urshifu single, Goldengo, like picking up KOs left and right, and they both have a pretty bad matchup here. Like
I feel like actually Nagando could go kind of crazy if it gets like proper setup, but it has to have
Yeah,
proper setup.
it is
counterpoint,
actually.
Tinglu.
Mm.
Ah, fuck.
I can't. Yeah, I can't think of a counterpoint to that. You got me. You got me.
It feels like it is on Derizen. Like it, the onus is on Derizen to figure out the puzzle that is Easton's team, because there's
Wait.
just so much going against.
Gonna be really funny when we just
I have to look
completely
this up.
talked Easton into bringing Tinglu, who was not on his prep team originally. No comment
Why?
there.
My comment is I've made multiple teams, and some of the teams have Tinglu on it, and some of them don't. So take that as you will.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You guys make prep teams? Shit.
Oh no,
Yo, wait.
More like I come up with ideas, and then the next morning when I wake up, I go scrap this idea. Let's try building a team around this, and then at the end of the week, I decide which team I like the most.
You guys forgot that Naganadel gets signal beam. It might do damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, into AV Tinglu, surely. Maybe 10% if we're feeling lucky.
Hold on. You want to actually hold on? I'm gonna put.
Oh my god, we're calcing it live.
Yes. I need to know.
Easton, I think you
Hold
need
on.
to do the absolute funniest thing possible, and it's bring Fat Urshifu to fight Urshifu.
Naganadel, signal beam.
Good old Pangoro versus Urshifu Dark matchup.
One of my prep teams was that for fun. Not kidding.
I also think there are worlds where like there's worlds where Derizen like over indexes into stopping the Heatran. And that will be their undoing, but also there's like God, how do they deal with the Heatran? I guess it is just Urshifu and Hariyama, really? Question mark?
B if it Heatran isn't
That is not a
Terra.
real
Alright.
is not a real
Am
Pokemon.
I grabbing the special wall set off a Showdown, or am I grabbing a Regai bulky support? What are we thinking here?
We'll go
or
max
AV. Or
max
AV.
special defense, max special defense, max HP.
Here I was thinking.
Assault vest.
God! Oh my god! Hold on, wait. I need to Terra this thing. Give me a second. Okay. Terra Bug, Modest, Choice Specs, Boosted Signal Beam does 41% to. Okay, this is stupid.
Yeah.
To a 220 special defense assault vest vessel ruin Tinglu.
Yeah, Nagadel's a real answer, I promise.
Signal beam, do it.
But yeah, I think this matchup's pretty rough for Derizen.
There's worlds where Derizen can take it, but it is a climb for him.
If no one has any further thoughts on this, we can go to our closing slud. Just kind of, for fun stuff before we head out. What Pokemon do you guys think was the biggest sleeper pick on your teams?
Well, considering I only brought probably seven Pokemon all season, I don't think I can answer this.
Yeah, you didn't pull it to Easton and bring all of your Pokemon at least once.
I think if I were to give myself a big sleeper, it's probably the traded Iron Treads.
You traded him away. He was that sleeper.
Bro is currently sleeping.
It's so asleep it's on the bench.
On the bench on another team.
Yup. For me, the biggest sleeper pick for the season was definitely Nihilego. I think a lot of people didn't see that Pokemon having a lot of value since it was giving me a second 4x ground weakness, but it definitely pulled its weight in two of the matchups that I brought it in. That I indexed heavily into it, and it finished the season with the second most kills on my team. So
I mean, that
definitely the biggest surprise.
the thing that caught me most off guard by Nihilego is how specially bulky it is. I don't think I like factored that in during the preseason at all. I thought it was like, oh, it's made of paper, but it hits hard.
What was the
Yeah,
one set I heard about a different Ultra Beast? It was like Shell. Oh, it was what? I don't remember what the fuck that Pokemon's called, but it's like Shell Bell Mind Blown is so funny.
Oh, do you heal enough that you can get
Oh,
another mind blown
Blacephalon.
off, or like a third mind blown
Yes,
off? That's funny.
yes. Yeah, I think Kentucky Crowbats did that.
Um,
I think that was pretty funny.
my biggest sleeper pick definitely Delphox. This thing is over the last 2 seasons gone from a Pokemon I thought was straight garbage to something I will probably draft every time it is available.
I'm actually
Uh,
gonna give you a real answer. I'm gonna say Noivern because I think with the Gen 6 pool that there was and you could draft from, I feel like it was a top 10 mon and nobody thought about it.
I mean Frisk is just a top 5 ability in VGC just for information purposes alone, and Noivern gives you more value than just using getting Frisk out, right?
Yeah.
Um,
That plus it get like for my team in specific, like if I want to run like let's say Discharge Coco, I can run telepathy, I can run foot, I can run Frisk for information. Infiltrator is good if they have like screen setters. Like I don't know, I feel like it's really really undervalued.
Last but not least, Kurido, what was your biggest sleeper pick on your team?
Genuinely, it was Gyarados. I kind of picked that mon as kind of a whatever like filler, and I figured Tapu Fini would just kind of take its place like it did with Sylveon. Um, but that Gyarados put in so much work this season. It was a support, it was a carry, it was fighting off Tyrannitars. It was like that thing just doesn't die.
it's a lot bulkier than you would think it is. And because it has such good variety between its offensive sets and its support sets, teams kind of have to prepare for both. And you can Terra it away from its 4x electric weakness, so it just survives.
Tangent.
When
I,
oh
I
sorry.
I think it is so criminal that you haven't brought Sylveon at all.
I
Tapu Fini's
agree.
been doing its job. Tapu Fini has been a demon on my team.
I still agree with McFeeds. It's criminal that season 1 kill leader Sylveon never has been brought into a game this season.
No, it got brought to a game.
Yeah, the Benchwarmers matchup, right?
Exactly.
Doesn't count.
Nah, man. Like the first time, like I say this because I was bringing Gyarados week 1, but when I saw it could survive a max attack choice band Terra Rock Slide from Tyranitar, I was shocked. I was like, holy, like where did this thing come from?
Oh,
Staple of X and Y. VGC.
yeah. The Mega Gyarados Flex.
Mm-hmm.
You guys excited for low tier VGC given it's winning like 15 votes to 4?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm a
very.
huge low tier VGC enjoyer. It is the one that I've been touting since we finished the Little Cup season, and I'm grateful that we finally get to play it again.
I love low tier VGC. I really liked this format though. This format was a lot of fun.
I think the idea of making a open like Pokemon format with restrictive draft has got me cooking cooking some ideas. Like I threw that type ladder one on for an option for this season, and I'd be excited to see that or this again, where you have that it makes your actual drafting more difficult, but you can use basically whatever you want.
I'm not typically like I don't really like low tier, but I might give it another shot. Maybe I'll enjoy it.
It's fun because nobody knows what the meta is, and you get weird stuff. Like people realize that Aerodactyl's the best Tailwind setter in the format, and when the fuck do you ever see an Aerodactyl?
You get the previous low tier season, which season? Season 4?
Season 4.
Is that how long it's been since we've had
It,
that season?
Yeah, it was season 4. I'll say it was season
That
4 or
was-
season 5, but I think it's season 4.
That was another. I thought we did one like season
Nope.
7.
Nope.
Hmm.
We did
No, I
we
would
did
think
Reg H in
Season-
season 7.
Season 7 was the one that I joined, and I had way too much fun with my team.
Yeah, I just like the idea of going into a format where nobody specifically knows what the meta is, because that's where the creativity comes out.
I am determined to make the sole surviving Paradox Pokemon in Iron Thorns work. Like that is my goal.
Card there. That Pokemon's so bad.
I looked at past like formats you guys did, and I saw that thing went undrafted. So you might be capping out of your ass right now. Well,
No, it got drafted as somebody's first pick, and then they dropped it 3 weeks into the season.
It's so bad, dude.
And
Right.
you've also got Shitmontop at the top, but the previous season it got 0 kills because it sucks.
No, it's the best support Pokemon in the format.
And whoever drafted it just did not use it properly.
Excuse you, bitch! I'm right here.
That's fine. That's fine.
Closing us out. What is your guys' favorite Pokemon? I think I've got them all on screen, right, Kurido?
Oh, you're hilarious, man. I do like Salamence. I won't lie.
Thank you. I love Salamence.
Yeah. Mine's obviously Ampharos. Easton's obviously Starmie. I was talking to Chris before the recording, and he said it was Salamence, or what was the other one? Zeraora?
It was Mega Salamence.
Oh, sorry.
It's fine. I don't care.
And
yeah.
Kurido,
It's like.
Good.
Sorry. Nope.
Kurido, yours is VGC Cat, right?
I love using the VGC cat. Incineroar is great, but my favorite Pokemon is Raichu. Always will and always will be.
That is an acceptable answer.
Gamma Gate, prepare yourself for the release of the low tier debates because I have a Google Doc.
Oh no.
Yeah, he has been asking me to add a Alolan Raichu into the low tier format for like 2 weeks now.
Yes. I am
What is
prepared
my
to go to I am prepared to go to war for Alolan Raichu.
I feel like my top 3 favorite Pokemon is probably like super basic compared to the way you guys have, if I'm being honest.
Probably.
I think it's like, yeah, it's Salamence, Zeraora, Reshiram.
Reshiram's pretty based. I feel like
Those are
very
all
few-
cool,
I feel
though.
like very few people like Reshiram as their favorite legendary.
Yeah.
If you put a gun to my head and ask me what my favorite legendary was, I don't think I could tell you.
Ho-Oh.
I think-
Love Ho-Oh.
I think it's like a mix of nostalgia and then like, I don't know. I just think it's really cool.
No,
And it's not Xerneas, so it's respectable.
in a similar note, like the like Karen Elite Four quote, like win with your favorites. My girlfriend does that every single playthrough because her favorite Pokemon is Garchomp, Arcanine, Grimmsnarl. It's just like teams full of demons.
What the fuck?
It's like whatever the grass starter in that game is, she picks, and then every team ends up with Garchomp, Arcanine, Gyarados, Grimmsnarl.
We just love Intimidate.
And then now she added Gliscor to that list because she caught a shiny one in Legends Arceus.
Oh no.
That's fair.
All right. Well,
Yep.
thank you guys for recording. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll try and get maybe a podcast out before finals and then one for postseason. So
Hell
see
yeah.
you.